father scorched inches from a home. What we know about an early morning fire right now.
High hopes for the Johnson & Johnson one-shot COVID-19 vaccine, but with the lower effectiveness rating, we're asking you this morning, will you take the shot?
Call us Tampa Bay. I'm at the Live Center with what's next with the Gronk and the GOAT.
Plus, still waiting for a paycheck and for his livelihood to come back.
I think I've pulled about $12,000 out of retirement savings.
How one local musician now has to plan again for his retirement.
Now, from Southwest Florida's most trusted news, this is Wink News This Morning.
Well, good Monday morning, the morning after the Super Bowl. Trying to wake up still, I'm sure. Grab that umbrella, though, because we're seeing some spotty showers today. I'm Corey Lazar.
And I'm Lindsay Sablana. Umbrella and maybe double coffee,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Let's get over to Weather Authority meteorologist Matt Devitt. And when's the timing for this showers later on today, Matt?
So we have a few right now, but once we hit this afternoon and this evening.
Wink News continues to stay on top of breaking news out of Lehigh Acres this morning. An RV caught fire overnight. I want to show you some of this damage if we can. It's on Herb Avenue South. You can see that's just south of Westminster Golf Course and Club. This fire is forcing road closures this morning. Wink News reporter Janae Muchmore is live at that home. Janae, what can you tell us so far on scene?
I love Tampa. Tampa's a beautiful city. We won the Super Bowl, first team ever in their own city to win a Super Bowl. Let's go.
It's awesome. You can't replicate this.
The city of Tampa electric, even wearing goat heads as the Buccaneers win their first championship in nearly 2 decades.
Yeah, Lindsay, the team dethroned the reigning champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, in a blowout win. You know, the Bucs won 31-9, and they did it with the help of legendary quarterback Tom Brady. It's the 43-year-old's first championship with the team, but 7th while playing in the league. And of course, it's not over yet. Kirsten Delgado is standing by at the Live Center this morning. So Kirsten, Tom Brady now has more rings than any franchise in the NFL. What's next for him and the new champions?
Well, Corey, this morning, the big question is, will this duo remain intact? And both Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady say they're coming back. Check this out. Tom Brady taking retirement off the table, telling CBS Sports, I'm coming back, better believe it. Meantime, Gronk is about to become a free agent, but has hinted at his desire to not only return to football, but back to the Bucs team. Now, for now, these two are just enjoying their win and what I presume will be actually a pretty budding bromance.
All right, thanks, Kirsten. Let's go ahead and go out live to Raymond James Stadium, where just hours ago outside that stadium, crowds of fans packed the streets to celebrate. Here's some video from last night showing some people wearing face masks, others not. That was a health concern that experts had before the game was even played. Experts worry gatherings like last night and parties to celebrate the win are going to set back progress made in recent weeks. However, it's likely going to be weeks until we know for sure. Right now, Tampa has not announced any official plans to celebrate the team's win with the parade, which is typical.
New hope for so many of you having no luck booking a COVID-19 vaccine appointment so far. Tomorrow, more pharmacies across the United States will receive more doses of the vaccine. Now, on that list are 21 national pharmacy partners, including Publix, Walmart, Costco, and Winn-Dixie. We also know locally, starting on Thursday, Winn-Dixie will begin offering the Moderna shot. Now, you must be a healthcare worker, a person living in a long-term healthcare facility, or over 65 years old to be eligible. And Lindsay, we're still working to figure out which specific stores will get those shots.
But some of you will have another opportunity to book an appointment with Publix this week. Publix is going to reopen its site for appointments on Wednesday. That will go live at 7 a.m. Slots for Lee, Collier, and Charlotte counties are going to be available. Just a reminder, you do have to be 65 and older or a healthcare worker to be eligible. And here at Wink News, we're working every day to earn your trust. And it starts with letting you know when and where those vaccine appointments are available. So if you head to the Wink News app and you scroll down underneath this vaccine schedules and resources guide, we've posted a full list of where you can get vaccinated. And we'll also send you an alert that pops up to your phone just as a reminder before those slots open up an hour before.
Now this morning, critical equipment to help you during emergencies is back where it belongs. Just hours ago, it was in the hands of this man, Bryce DeGiorgio. He posed as a firefighter and stole a fire truck yesterday. Now he took it from the Bayshore Fire Station in North Fort Myers. The fire department instantly contacted Lee County Sheriff's Office, but it was the community who really stepped up here after this post on social media got tips rolling in.
Our heart is absolutely here at Bayshore, and when something like this happens, It was so heartwarming to see our community step up and just wrap their arms around us.
Now, that truck was spotted 3 counties away in Manatee County. Deputies say they managed to recover that vehicle with no damage.
Coming up, tracking how severe COVID-19 cases are in your area. Next, how to use a new tool to pinpoint bad infections of the virus. Plus, a new push for more money. What's in the works today to give you thousands monthly.
And the future of a new, better workplace after the pandemic. New this hour, how to bring what you've learned to love from working from home into the office post-pandemic.
Southwest Florida teen in big trouble for leading police on a wild chase hundreds of miles away. Do you see the car right here? Going through the grass, people moving out of the way, and a police car right behind it. This video is actually from over the weekend on Miami Beach. Again, you can see that car zipping past people. They had to run out of the way so they're not hit. Miami Beach police say the driver of that vehicle was 15-year-old Jeffrey Schick from Lehigh Acres.
And Corey, inside the car was this, a gun. We know the car was reported stolen from Miami-Dade County, and we spoke with the teen's neighbors. One woman was not surprised to hear about the chase. She sees cars from Schick's home speed through the neighborhood often.
There are kids. There's a lot of stray cats around here, people walking their dogs, walking their kids in strollers, and they just race in and out of here all the time.
Police say another driver started the chase, bailed out with 3 others, then Schick took control of the car. The 18-year-old who started the chase surrendered last night. We reached out to a woman who said she was Schick's mother. She did not have a comment.
I see a woman get in my car and I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? And I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm kidnapping your kid. You're on drugs. And I was like, whoa. I was like, I'm not on anything. I was like, you need to get out of my car.
One parent's worst nightmare, and a reminder this morning just to lock your doors the next time you're at the gas pump. Now, that mother who you just heard from, in a split second, someone tried to take her 2-year-old away as she was trying to pump gas at her Circle K in North Fort Myers.
And Corey, deputies say the accused carjacker is this woman behind us, Brooke Whisker. The mom, Caitlin Green, jumped into the car before Whisker could get away and called 911. Green says she wrestled with Whisker for that keys, but she couldn't get them back.
She hit my face and I don't know, she was irate. There was so much going through my mind. I didn't know what she was gonna do. I didn't know if she was gonna try to, like, I don't know, beat me up and then take my kid or leave me there.
So scary. Mom says Whisker drove them to a home. When Whisker got out of the car, she just left the mom and baby and they were able to get away. Whisker now faces charges for carjacking and kidnapping.
Glad they're both okay. A young boy is in the hospital this morning after a car hit him right near a school bus stop. Take a look. You can see the poor guy on the ground here moments after he was hit. All of this happening in Bonita Springs along Bonita Drive and Woods Circle yesterday. Construction workers who saw that crash say the boy was thrown all the way across the roadway. We know he was cut badly. We're still working to find out more this morning about how he's doing. Stronger doors, panic buttons, even steel posts. New ways to better protect our children in school.
Today, the Lake County School Board's looking at a grant that would physically secure your child's school building, and the hope is to stop incidents just like this. In December, a man made it past security. You see him on the ground here, and this was at Fort Myers Senior High School. He made it into the building. Wink News reporter Nicole Lawrence live at that school. And Nicole, how does the district choose the schools?
Wink News begins with breaking news.
Breaking off the top this morning, homes damaged and wildfires are burning out of control in 4 Southwest Florida counties. And right now, Alligator Alley, a portion of it, is shut down. And take a look at these brand new, incredible pictures, just giving us a glimpse of what our crews are fighting right now. Up top here, you see those flames inching toward the roadway, and over here, that billowing smoke just taking over the sky. And then down below, you see a sheriff's helicopter doing water drops and bulldozers ready to fight these blazes from every single angle.
And the worst fires are in Collier County. There are 2 areas I really need you to pay attention to right now for your safety. So you see the yellow zones right here, right on either side of I-75 to the east of Collier Boulevard. That represents mandatory evacuation zones this morning. Now, as we go further along Alligator Alley, if you live in this orange area right here, the sheriff's office says you need to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. The Weather Authority has team coverage for you this morning on the weather and the traffic impacts, but we begin on the front lines of the fires with Wink News reporter Nicole Lauren. Right now at 6 o'clock, Hurricane Dorian is whipping Florida's east coast with rain, strong wind, and that angry surf. This is actually a live look from Cocoa Beach, and you can see those waves coming from under the pier there.
Wink News, the Weather Authority, has team coverage on the impacts on the coast and how Dorian moving away will make for a great day here in Southwest Florida. Let's kick it off with meteorologist Matt Devitt live from Daytona Beach right now. And you guys know the drill. Now is the time to at least start thinking about preparing for a storm. But the election and a hurricane forecast so late in the year are big curveballs for a lot of you. Several of you told us you never expected Eta in November, and the elections kept your focus away from the storm. One woman who works for a grocery delivery service says people stock up regularly but expects more orders soon.
As the storm gets closer or later on in the week, when people start to think they may want to get more water, batteries, and household items.
Another reason shopping hasn't picked up yet, many of you say you're still stocked up from the start of hurricane season. Home battered by Eta. Take a look at this video. This boat got loose from its dock, and you see here slamming back and forth on the Matlacha Bridge all day long. Really devastating for the man who calls this home. Luckily, bystanders jumped in to help and tie down that boat. Take a look here. Another boat owner tried to help by tying the two boats together. Unfortunately, though, it did not work. That dock gave way. Firefighters ended up having to tell the boat owner he had to get off of his boat for safety.
Wink News, the Weather Authority.
Well, if you're about to get on the road on this Wednesday morning, take a look at this. Fog starting to move in across parts of Southwest Florida. This is a live look from our Wink News live drive as our crew is driving along Jones Loop Road in Charlotte County. You can see how hazy it is already. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Corey Lazar.
And I'm Teresa O'Shea. You know, the thing with this fog, Corey, is you drive into it and then you drive out of it, hopefully just as quickly. Wink News does have team coverage for you this morning. Traffic anchor Sabrina Katz is going to help you navigate the roads. Let's get you right over to Weather Authority meteorologist Matt Devitt. Matt, where are we seeing it the worst right now?
I would say for parts of Collier County and all the way into Charlotte County, that is where it has been the most consistent.
Breaking news now at 6 o'clock. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump testing positive for coronavirus. This morning, their doctor telling us they are fine and they're resting at home.
And Corey, the president tweeted that just 5 hours ago, right before that one of his close aides, Hope Hicks, tested positive. She travels frequently with him. In fact, take a look over here. This is video we have, if we can bring it up, of Hicks boarding Marine One. This was Wednesday afternoon. We've got the arrows showing her. And then just moments after, the president boards. The president did have a packed schedule today, including a trip to Central Florida. That trip, of course, now canceled and his schedule's cleared.
And Lindsay, this morning it's still unclear how this news will really impact the 2020 race. We're just 13 days away from the next debate between President Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And this morning we have yet to hear from Biden or Kamala Harris about this. Now keep in mind, the news did break about at 1 a.m. Hope Hicks was at the debate Tuesday night just 3 days ago, and it's likely Biden will be tested as well. But because of the social distancing measures in place at the debate, experts believe Biden is likely okay.
In a large setting like that, I think the former vice president is probably safe, but I'm sure they'll test him. Many people will test negative. There'll be a lot of nervousness over the next several days. Likely the president will do okay, and then we'll move on from this very, very scary moment.
Now keep in mind, Joe Biden is scheduled to be in Grand Rapids, Michigan today, and then Miami on Monday. Trust Wink News to let you know if that changes.
We just like to watch you count the ballots.
Tempers are flaring this morning. The battle over the ballots is hitting streets across the United States.
In fact, this video you see behind us shows supporters of President Trump. This is outside an elections office in Maricopa County in Arizona. And right now, there is still no clear winner in the presidential election. Joe Biden is the projected winner in Arizona. With that state, he only needs one more state to clinch the presidency. Ballots are still being counted in battleground states, but the president's supporters want it to stop. In Detroit, Trump supporters demanded Michigan officials stop working. Biden's the projected winner of that state after legally cast mail-in ballots pushed him to the top. The Trump campaign is now challenging vote counts in several states, and that includes Michigan and Pennsylvania.
And we are actually out live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania this morning, where votes are still being counted right now. You see some of those election workers in headquarters this morning. The president leads the state, but it's still considered a toss-up at this point in the morning. He has filed a lawsuit there to stop the counting of the ballots. And look, these challenges come as the president's path to victory is narrower than it was on election night. So take a look. Here's the live results of the Electoral College votes. Joe Biden taking 264 votes right now. President Donald Trump 214. And just a reminder, whatever candidate wins, they need 270 Electoral College votes. Breaking news this morning, Tiger Woods is awake, responsive, and recovering from surgery in Los Angeles in the hospital this morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey Lazar.
And I'm Lindsay Sablon. Woods' team says doctors put a rod right into his shin bone and then stabilized his foot and ankle with screws and pins. Here's why. This video shows just how awful that crash was yesterday that he was involved in. Investigators credit Woods' car, which stayed mostly intact inside, and seatbelt for saving his life. And he's had his share of health issues before this crash. We know the 15-time major winner was already recovering from his 5th back operation. In fact, just earlier this week, Woods said he was not sure if his body was ready for another Masters tournament.
Yeah, and Lindsay, so the big question this morning is still, how did all of this happen? And this morning, new video shows Tiger's car on the road minutes before that crash. Let's get to Kirsten Delgado in the Live Center this morning. Kirsten, what does that new video show, and when can we expect any answers into the cause of this crash?
Storming our nation's capital with, you see here, zip ties in hand. This man is now facing charges for his involvement in the assault on the U.S. Capitol, and he has ties to Southwest Florida. The Department of Justice says 30-year-old Eric Munchell was arrested yesterday in Nashville, but before he lived there, he lived in Lee County for years. Workers at Doc Ford's Rum Bar and Grill on Fort Myers Beach say he used to be an employee there. Meanwhile, people we talked to still can't make sense of what happened last week.
It was just a horrible event, and I don't think anybody can justify anything that took place that day. That was terrible.
Doc Ford said in a Facebook post Munchell has not worked there in almost 2 years and that they have no affiliation with him and his actions were his own. He now faces 2 federal charges, including violent entry and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. Breaking news going on right now in Minneapolis. Take a look at this massive fire burning right now from protests overnight. You can see those plumes of smoke up in the air. This is a live shot, so we cannot control where the reporter and photographer are walking around. It appears, because we've been watching this shot for the last 60 minutes or so, that they're trying to be able to provide live pictures of what's happening on the ground while maintaining their safety, because there's been a lot of rioting and looting going on. Another shot that we just got that unfortunately froze actually showed police in riot gear marching in a single file line trying to protect the streets. Obviously, a lot of protesters upset right now. This is day 2 of protesting and lighting fires in this city, all because a black man, George Floyd, died while a police officer was kneeling on his neck during an arrest. The mayor now asking for the National Guard to come in and help control this scene you're watching on your screen. Now from Minneapolis again, back to that breaking news. We just got this picture. Hopefully it's live, so they're moving around, but police in riot gear as they wait for backup from the National Guard after 2 nights of protesting. Take a look. This is what they're dealing with on the streets right now.
I've been gone for 2 years and nothing's changed, bro. People are still getting killed by guns. The election in November is the first one I could have voted in, but I'll never get to choose the kind of world I wanted to live in.
Urging you to vote through this Parkland shooting victim. Joaquin Oliver was one of the 17 people killed in the 2018 shooting, and as you saw, his parents brought him back in a new PSA. Manuel and Patricia Oliver teamed up with the Unfinished Votes campaign. They used artificial intelligence to bring their son back to life digitally to ask you to finish a vote that he will never be able to cast. It is not something they take lightly.
So we found a way to bring back someone that no one will ignore.
It's very hard for me to look at this. So please listen to what our son has to say.
Vote for people not getting shot, bro. I mean, vote for me because I can't.
Truly chilling to see that. The Olivers say that video and the process of making it was the most difficult experience they've had since they started to end gun violence after their son's murder. Welcome back, giving you another live look at the Kennedy Space Center, where you can see that Falcon 9 rocket with the Dragon capsule on top. Today, Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley will be taking off on that. Tomorrow, they'll be at the International Space Station, where they'll be joining American Chris Cassidy, who's on the ISS with 2 cosmonauts. It's unclear, though, how long they're going to spend up there. Could be anywhere from a month to 4 months, and we'll be carrying all of that live here on Wink News starting at 4 o'clock.
Today's launch is reminding of some Allen Park Elementary School students of their conversations with astronauts on the International Space Station. Weekend reporter Janae Muchmore is live at the elementary school this morning, where 2 years ago the kids actually got to talk to astronauts in space. Janae.
Corey, it certainly was a history lesson of a lifetime for those 20 students all across Lee County who met here at Allen Park Elementary to talk to those astronauts and ask them questions. So I actually caught up with one of the 5th graders who talked to those astronauts and got a sense of what today's launch means for her.
There you go. That's what we want.
There you go.
You have to see this video. Body camera captured a rookie officer rushing to save a 6-month-old little boy not breathing. This morning, what was going through his mind in those tense moments?
At this point, you don't want to take your children out here on a bike ride or anything. It's just not worth it.
Too scared to bike or even walk near this road. The growing problem many of you are bringing up, and what's in the works to make it safer for your family.
Also coming up, a massive project in jeopardy. How the pandemic is putting added pressure on the new Margaritaville resort and why developers are now asking for help. Plus, the city making changes to its vaccine reservation system. What you'll need to do to get in line for a shot. Facing the consequences for breaking your trust. Coming up next, the repercussions these 2 leaders will face today over a COVID-19 vaccine.
Your garbage is still sitting on the curb. Next, what's taking so long for it to be picked up and what it's going to take to get it back on schedule.
Electric bills shocking you. Coming up, the reason rates are heating up this summer and how to save a few bucks on your bill.
And added to the list of things you don't want to share on social. Why proving you got the COVID-19 vaccine is putting your private information at risk.